Hello, I'm Theo Chalmers, Chair of Lobby Group Urban Eden, the organisation dedicated to the preservation and extension of the original master plan for Milton Keynes. Of all the appalling, ill thought out attacks on the city's infrastructure, the pig's breakfast visited on the area around Junction 14 of the M1 is amongst the worst, and has made the area not only far more confusing and dangerous for motorists, but it was also a hugely inefficient waste of public money. The original budget was for some £10.9 million and it was scheduled to last 14 months from the 21st of May 2007. However, its end date was pushed back again and again, and the budget has risen and risen inexorably. Although most of the roadworks are now complete, elements are still not finished, such as the coachway, which is now not scheduled to be finished until spring 2010. Welcome, therefore, to the Urban Eden analysis of the badly thought out, dangerous mess that is Junction 14. We're heading south from Newport Pagnell on the A509. Coming up on the left is the junction to Mulso, and the road has been widened here to provide a right-hand lane for traffic to Mulso coming from the motorway, and an additional approaching lane to Junction 14. Several trees were removed for this widening, but now that it is complete, none have yet been replanted. Now we are coming up to Junction 14 itself, which was signalised on 3 of its 4 arms. With the exit to the M1 south to the left, we proceed over the junction to follow the A509 into Milton Keynes. The slip road from the M1 north joins us here from the right. The free flow lane on the other side of the island was added to enable traffic from the south to enter the city without stopping at the junction. However, it delivers traffic into the left lane of the A509, requiring any traffic following the H5 towards the city centre to move 2 lanes to the right in the short distance to Northfield roundabout. The turning to the recently delayed new coachway can be seen on the left. Northfield roundabout, which, believe it or not, once hosted a large collection of mature trees, was signalised entirely, as well as being widened so there are at least 3 lanes around the roundabout at any given point. The main problem that occurs here is that when one set of lights go red, the resultant queue often reaches back over the previous set, blocking that for long enough for the queue to reach around to the set after that. At peak hours, this problem will often jam the entire roundabout. Joining the H6, you can't help but notice the set of crash barriers which were added to the central reservation. This is not common on the grid system, especially when the central reservation is as wide as it is on parts of this stretch. The barriers, combined with the new street lighting, which was formerly down either side of the road, make this stretch feel like part of the motorway, rather than a piece of Milton Keynes grid road. The bus stop was brought in line with the bus lane at the same time. Previously it had been in a bay, as per the Milton Keynes standard. The traffic lights between us and the roundabout are a bus gate, the idea being to stop the traffic and allow the buses through. However, in practice, this just doesn't work. Buses will instead go through the regular traffic lights if their lights are red, avoiding a stop if the gate doesn't react quickly enough, and putting them in a better position to go straight over on the 3-lane roundabout. In other words, a complete waste of time, money and space. Passing another ridiculous bus gate on the H6, we turn to join the V11 northbound. In the space of a few hundred yards, this 5-lane road drops down to a 2-lane single carriageway. This puts enormous pressure on car drivers to get themselves slotted in to go from 5 lanes to 2. After the end of the central reservation, there is a right turn into Northfield. Drivers turning right out of the estate find themselves on a single carriageway with 2 northbound lanes, but the confusion doesn't last long, as the 2 lanes then merge moments after passing through 2 right turn junctions. For a moment, the road now looks like a normal single carriageway, But as we approach the roundabout with the H5, it splits again, essentially mirroring the setup at the south end. The result is a road that has 5 lanes at either end, but only 2 in the middle, over traffic on the H5, which is only 2 lanes on both sides of the roundabout. The merge of the left lane to our left is even shorter than that on the V11. The V11 north of the roundabout also has too many lanes for its own good, with 2 southbound lanes, 1 northbound lane, a right turn lane, and a pedestrian island crossing. Joining the H5 again, we once again encounter the new street lights and crash barriers that we saw on the H6. There is talk of adding a new bus lane on this stretch, despite the amount of money that was spent on this road during the recent work. Jostling for a position in the right lane, we go straight over onto the A5130, which of course should have been V12, and we find ourselves once more approaching Northfield Roundabout. This roundabout, with its traffic light clusters and 12 trees, which were incidentally inappropriate for the geology here, is no more inviting from this angle than it was from junction 14. Passing through the lights and moving to the left, we finally join the A5130. The new junction ahead, behind the signpost, which is on the wrong side of the road, is the new access for the coachway car park. The lights are not yet operational, so we can only guess at what type of congestion they will create in the future. Talk has recently abounded about altering this stretch, as it is the major access route to a large part of the eastern expansion area. What sort of money will be spent altering the 1-year-old, multi-million-pound junction here, and the road around it, is still uncertain, but you can guarantee it'll be another huge waste of money. Finally, we round the corner past Broughton Village and approach a 40-mile-per-hour speed limit. This is new and was introduced as a halfway step to turning this vital link into a 30-mile-per-hour city street. Urban Eden is campaigning to prevent this, as even staying at 40 miles per hour would be preferable to dropping to 30. Of course, in the ideal world, this road would become a dual carriageway grid road with underpasses and roundabouts. We can only hope that the powers that be realise the mistake they are making, but the money is spent. Well, that's all from us now. I thank you very much for watching, and I hope I haven't frightened you too badly, although you might want to stay away from Junction 14. If you'd like to get involved in Urban Eden, please visit www.urbaneden.org. Membership is free, and help fight to preserve the original master plan for Milton Keynes and stop the madness. Cheerio.